Well, welcome back to BFC Member Chats. I am so excited to welcome Lynn, who's been a member with me for a hot minute. I mean, here we are, 10 years into Premier Access. Lynn, how many years has it been? Do you remember? It's been,
4 or 5.
I was thinking 5 or 6. Yeah,
Yeah.
half a decade. Well, I'm so excited for Lynn to share her story. She brings so much into our community, and I was just telling her how much I enjoy her bringing the humor and the joy into our community. So I'm really excited for you all to get to know her more and hear more about her story. So we're going to start off with that. Tell us more about your journey when you think about, leading up to surgery and wherever you want to start.
Okay. Well, thanks for asking me to participate in this. I'm really excited. Let me see. I would say about 10 years ago, I was being diagnosed with kidney problems and fatty liver. My diabetes also was getting a little out of check, but not quite. And then 5 years ago, I was told that I needed to have the surgery. The fatty liver turned into NASH. Chronic kidney disease went as almost at stage 3. And my A1Cs were at 12 to 13.
Hmm.
So we're not painting a pretty picture here.
Yeah.
I was tired all the time. I was sick all the time, just really very lethargic. So I mentioned to my husband and my kids, and they were like, "That's wonderful. This is great. If this helps, super." So my husband went and told his family, and they were aggressively negative about it.
Wow.
And I was a bit surprised, but I said to my husband, okay, well, let's step back for a bit.
Hmm.
And what we came up with is that I'm going to do the surgery. Our immediate family only needs to know, and everybody else will just tell, well, she's been sick and we found ways to make her better.
I love that.
Yeah. So moving forward, 2022 is when I had my surgery in April. I had to lose 10 pounds before surgery. Thank goodness it wasn't a huge amount,
Yeah.
but still 10 pounds is a lot.
Yes.
I
Right.
told me if I could have done that on my own, I would have.
Right.
But we lost the weight and went in for surgery. My surgery, the sleeve went well, but it turned out that I had a hiatal hernia that was causing so much GERD, but it was so wrapped up with tissue that it took him about an hour to remove it. And
Wow.
I had really a lot of pain after that. But that was the only pain that I really had. Afterwards, you do the 2 weeks of just nothing but liquids, and then you move over to your soft foods. And it was okay, but the family was very supportive. It was really cute. They like wouldn't eat in front of me.
Well, they're so
You
sweet.
know,
Yeah.
and it's like, it's okay, you can eat in front of me and I'll be fine, as I'm gnawing on my knuckles.
Yeah.
But all in all, it's it's been a really great journey for me and for my family. We're all super excited that, I've lost 117 pounds.
I could
Uh,
fall out of my chair.
yeah, it's
17.
it's taken 3 years, and I will admit that I was a bit distraught at first because you always hear of people losing, I lost 50 pounds in 3 weeks,
Right.
and my bariatric team just said to me, you know what? Lower is better because it'll stay off, So I took that to heart and it's has served me well. So, I don't go on eating binges or
Yeah.
anything like that.
Yeah, tell us more about that. Like, because that is so relatable, the comparison trap and the people online or how much you expected to lose or what other people are saying they've lost and you're hearing like, okay, slow and steady wins the race. So how does that play out with, we talk about the 5 pillars a lot. Like, how do you stay consistent to keep going when you feel like it's not very fast? But here you are 3 years later, 117 pounds down. That means you have stuck it out. What would you describe as maybe some of the encouragement for that season?
Sure. The encouragement really helps when you just weigh yourself only once a week, not every day. Sometimes I only weigh every 2 weeks. I try not to stick to numbers. I go by the way my clothes fit. Okay.
Yeah.
As far as the 5 pillars are, definitely always movement. if you can. I mean, even if it's marching in place for 10 minutes. I mean, I do that a lot in the kitchen.
Yeah,
I'll just stand there and start marching and whipping my arms
I'm
around
marching
and
again.
everything. Yeah, yep, just going in with a little tune in my head, and but it gets in the movement that I need to have. You do that a couple times a day, all of a sudden you've got like 4 or 5 thousand steps in. I mean, I personally don't count steps because my doctor's like, no, please don't fall into that trap. you know, it's more like, how you feel. Okay. And you do what you can do. So movement, water, definitely hydration. I drink anywhere from 67 to about 92 ounces a day.
Awesome.
And the only way I can do it is I have this little app that tells me it's time to drink,
Yeah.
because I wasn't using it for a while and I noticed my water consumption was going down.
What's the name of
So,
the app? Which app do you like?
okay, hold on, let me look it up. It's free, y'all, so
The
don't
freebie.
have to
You want
worry
the
about
freebie?
it. Okay, it is called, as soon as it wants to come up, it's Drink Water, and you can find it on the app downloads.
Right.
But it has a little smiley raindrop on it.
Drink
But it's
water.
free, and you can set up on how many times you want it to bother you to drink. I was doing every 20 minutes, and then now it's so hot outside,
Hmm.
I mean, it's just brutal. I keep it at 20, or sometimes I go 35.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's so much water in your belly, it starts to bother you when
Like
it's warm
that
out.
one's plenty. Yeah.
It really does. Yeah. So, but I weigh everything.
Yeah. Okay. As far as
I
food.
mean, after 3 years, I'm still doing it, and I faithfully log all my food. Anything I put in my face gets logged, even the bad stuff, like, every now and then I'll have like a dilly bar, so it's like, okay, well, I wasn't supposed to do that, but here it is,
We're
you
doing
know,
it. Yes.
and people say, oh, well, how do you do it? And it's like, if I deny myself everything, then I'll crave it more.
Hmm.
So I have to give myself at least once a week a chance to, taste something that I've been missing. And that has served me well. It's kept me on track.
Yes.
And, I mean, my weight has been steady since November.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to kick off and maybe lose a few more pounds, but my bariatric team's happy with me. So,
Yeah.
and
117 pounds. I love that. I mean, faithfully food journaling for years is, I mean, that is incredible. It's a really hard daily habit to keep up with. And I love what you said about if I'm going to have my weekly treat, I'm going to log it, but I'm going to enjoy it because it serves me, and then I don't crave as much because I've allowed it, and then I journal it, and here you are,
yeah,
maintaining
yeah.
weight loss.
I mean, a lot of
Absolutely.
people are like, oh, you should just have more protein, but that's not going to solve the problem of me really wanting this. And so instead of going overboard, just pick a day and say, okay, we're going to have a little bit of this today,
There you go.
you know?
That is so encouraging that for members to hear that, 3 years later, 117 pounds, and your once a week dilly bar, and you're still good. You're good to go.
Yeah, I'm good to go.
She's good to go.
It just keeps, eating out is always a problem, though. I find that a lot of restaurants will not let you order from the children's menu. Don't
Hmm.
know why, but if you want me to act like a 12-year-old, I can. What I do is I have the wait staff bring me a takeout container the same time that my food hits the table, and then I take away everything except for this portion that I'm going to eat.
There you go.
And then that goes home and I eat it for 3 days, or unless my husband gets to it.
And then he finished. That's a great
Yeah.
tip. Yep. So still
Yeah.
enjoying dining out, but having a plan in place to pre-portion it so that the food's not available the whole time. It's portioned. It's in the container. There you go.
Exactly. I mean, it's
Great tip.
something that's real easy.
Yeah.
I learned that trick at Weight Watchers several years back.
Yeah. Some of
Yeah,
those tricks stay with us, right? You
yeah,
dip
they
your
do. They
fork
do
in the
stay with
salad
us.
dressing. Yeah.
Yeah, they do stay with us. Also, journaling. This is weird, but I actually enjoy journaling it because I make myself accountable. And I feel guilty if I forget to log. So, like, I'll get up at the middle of the night and go, oh my God, I forgot to put them all in. I'll go and put them all in, you know, because the day's busy or we were on vacation. I mean, even on vacation, I log. So,
She's still logging.
yeah, I'm a logger.
Yes, I love it. Okay, so especially for our members that are listening, if you have seen our funny memes or posts come through, those are Lynn. And I love that she brings in the humor. So when do you find time? How do you find those? Or when do you find time to find those?
Sometimes they just pop up in my feed.
Uh-huh.
Other times, friends send them to me because they know that I enjoy these things.
Yes.
And other times, sometimes if nothing's come up for the week, I'll go searching for them.
Yeah.
But I try to find something that's going to be funny for all of us
Yeah.
and something we all can relate to,
Yeah.
like the latest one that I posted. The woman on her back with her feet up and the scale on her feet, going, this is how I was supposed to weigh myself.
I've been doing it wrong the whole time. I was
Yep,
supposed to be weighing with the scale in the air.
right, right. But, I find that if it's not for humor, we start to take this plan, this lifestyle way too seriously. I'm not going to lie and say that I didn't. I still don't every now and then have the body dysmorphia.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I do. It's not as bad as it used to be. I know a lot of people really suffer from it, and my heart goes out to them. But I always have to remind myself that, you know what? You used to be a 3X, you're now down to a 12.
Yeah.
And yeah, you look like your old self again. I mean, even sometimes I just go and look at pictures so I can ingrain in myself that yes, yes, we did change. We
Yes.
did change. So
Yeah. And however comfortable you are sharing this, but tell us how your health has changed. You talked about all the things. It wasn't painting a pretty picture when you were considering bariatric surgery. So how have things changed since then?
okay. Well, my diabetes is so under control. My doctor's like, I don't even need to see you anymore. I've been off of insulin for a year. My A1C went down to 5. Yeah, right. Unfortunately, I still have NASH. That's going to stay. Just hope that doesn't get any worse.
Mhm.
Same thing with the chronic kidney disease. It's where it was before, heading into stage 3. But the doctors told me that this surgery itself is what is keeping my body from falling apart.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
So it wasn't just the surgery alone, it's also my change of lifestyle,
absolutely.
So yeah, the stuff is still there, but I know it's not going to get worse.
Right. You're
And
doing what you can.
that for me and for my family is a godsend, yeah.
And so you said you've been off the insulin for a year. So tell us specifically with the A1C and the journey of diabetes control, how long did that process take? Because sometimes you hear like, oh, a gastric sleeve, and then you have perfectly regulated blood sugars. Like, what did that look like for you?
Well, it wasn't immediate. I think it took about a good year and a half to 2 years before it actually started to behave itself and go down to what most doctors would consider close to normal.
Mm-hmm.
And it gave myself and my endo a more free reign to handle my lifestyle. But going off of insulin was the biggest thing ever because I was, I had to take it 3 times a day. And
Ah,
and that plus an extra booster once a week, like Trulicity or
right.
whatever. I couldn't get away from it, but now we're doing well.
Yes.
So yeah, it's been a struggle. It's been a struggle for the diabetes, only because it also plays havoc with your cortisol
Mm-hmm.
in your body, and so that's why it took a while, is because all of it had to try to balance itself out.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think all those components, like with insulin resistance and taking insulin
Yeah.
and cortisol. So, another great example of why it isn't helpful to compare your weight loss to someone else's, because it's apples to oranges. There's completely different stories going on with everyone's journey to health and wholeness and well-being, and the things that you might be up against. But your body was getting healthier every single day. It just had different things to get ironed out
Yeah,
to get
yeah,
to
it
that
did.
point.
It had different priorities,
Yeah, absolutely.
so to speak. But yeah, I've also, like I said earlier, I've just finally learned not to compare myself to others.
Yeah.
And if there's one piece of advice I could give anybody is just look to you, okay? Because we are all different. Everybody's metabolism is different, and don't live by the scale. That is not the do all end all. It's you have to go by how you feel, your clothes. Definitely measure yourself at least once every 2 months or something. You'd be surprised how many inches you do lose, you know?
Yeah, I love that. It's great encouragement. Don't compare yourself. Keep the scale in its place. Measurements, humor, the power of humor. And I
Yeah.
also love, relying on your support system, but maybe keeping out those who don't need to be a part of the story, like keeping your support close, but those that aren't ready to be supportive, they don't need to be a part of that either.
Right. I mean, it wasn't an easy choice because you're so used to sharing everything with the family,
Yeah,
but the backlash that I got was just unbelievable.
yeah,
That my husband and I just came to the decision, nope,
yeah.
nope, they don't need to know. They're not the ones paying for it,
Yeah,
so
this
they
comes
don't
down
need to
to our
know.
decision. Yeah,
Yeah, it is a hard decision. I
yeah,
mean, some people say, "Oh, that was selfish." It's like, well, you weren't there in the room.
yeah. I don't think it's selfish when it's my human body.
Yeah,
So yeah,
exactly.
right. Well, thank you so much for sharing all these things. I know it takes honesty and vulnerability to share these stories, but it is always so inspiring and helpful when others get to hear it and just be reminded that we're not alone. We're
Yeah,
all definitely in this together.
yeah.
So, as a final word, do you have kind of a favorite resource, tip, or memory inside Bariatric Food Coach that you would recommend to anyone listening?
I definitely love the recipe app that we can go to inside the Veritastic, and that, if I have a question on something, I can just always go to you, and you've been such a wonderful resource and a wonderful help. I mean, let's face it, a lot of times our dietitians get stuck in a rut with us because we're always complaining about the same thing, but sometimes it's just good to hear somebody else's intake
Yeah.
on that. And I think that my favorite recipe would be the one for there's one for barbecue sauce. I absolutely love it. I put it like on everything.
All right.
So
Yes.
yeah,
All
yeah,
right. I will link it.
definitely.
All right. Well, thank you as always for bringing the humor, being a part of our group. I've enjoyed having you, and what a success story. I know you're still living it. There's no end of the story, right? There's the before and after. There's not really an after. It's a before and during, but
You're right.
it has
Right,
been a
right.
pleasure to get to watch your unfolding too. So,
Yeah. Well, thank you for asking me on. I really appreciate it. And I hope I've given some of you little tips that can help you on your road. Sometimes it gets rocky, sometimes it feels lonely, but you'll do it.
that's right. You'll do it
Yeah.
just like Lynn. All right. We'll see you online, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, you will. Bye, everybody.